Good morning, everyone. I had an idea for a video, and it's probably videos because I doubt I'm going to be able to finish this in just one. But SkewMond is joining G2. He is a very hyped player. I remember watching him on Aegis, and I thought he had some pretty good ideas at accelerating the game. And he did seem interesting, but not interesting enough at the time when he finished his time at Aegis. And now that he was on BDS Academy, which was essentially like a super team in some ways, to be honest, I already kind of knew this going into 2024 from watching ERLs like the entire 2023 that like this team they had, this guy was pretty much second to none in the PRM league. The only other person who really contested them that much was Venyor. Reeker, he's good for the league, like, you know, the level. I don't think he's good for LEC, but I think he's good for the league. Kadoy, again, PRM, did super well. Paris, extremely good player. So, like, this was just, like, a fantastic team to be on, right? So he got placed in a really good situation, and naturally, yeah, they won. Now, I want to know, how much did he improve since last time I have him in my head from 2023? And is he actually going to be like a huge difference maker entering G2? Now he's 20 years old. Like, he's definitely a prospect for them to grow up. I mean, I think he was 22 when he entered G2, and I think he was playing in the ERLs for a little bit already at that point. And don't get me wrong, this guy's been in, you know, the system for about 3 years now, which is not bad at all. And if he becomes good, if they can make him like a legit jungler, they have someone for the next 5 to 6 years probably, which would be incredible. So I want to see how, you know, likely that's going to happen. So the first thing you do whenever like you want to watch a player or like assess a player that you don't really know too much about, again, like I said, I have ideas from 2023, but that's way too old. Like, that's clearly not good enough to place like a correct viewpoint of him. So obviously you need to watch games. You can definitely look at his history just to see like how did he do on various rosters and everything. You know, he had a lot like this guy was like okay. This guy was not very good. This guy was like okay. Like he made surprise plays, right? Like he's fine. He's fine for the league. He's like Reeker. He was fine for the league. Lot he can be good at times. And you know, they couldn't really finish it out and everything. They were like, how do I say it? I guess they were like a dark horse in the LFL for when they had this roster. And yeah, like I said, then they have a super team where they kind of just like did a lot. Now, we need to watch games, so that's like what we're gonna look here. More specifically, you want to see like what does everything like look like stats wise, just to paint a picture. So 6.5 KDA, 6 CS per minute. This is always interesting to see for a jungler because junglers who are like below 5 CS per minute are most likely like Malrang kind of guys, you know, guys who just spam ganks, who flip plays, who make the game ugly, and that's not really good for long-term success. And I can say that the fact that he had such a solid team means that these guys most likely could handle their lanes on their own, which lets him grow into the most ideal style of playing jungle, which is essentially clearing camps. Like, if you can have a team that you can depend on, because laners do need to be independent on handling their matchups and avoiding ganks, ward timers, vision timers. If they do really well, then you can grow into like your position as a jungler and then make the small tweaks based on what's happening without screwing yourself. And that's ideal way of playing the game for the jungler. If you have to force plays all the time, either your laners are just terrible, or you, the jungler, are probably terrible because you're just always trying to force something. And typically that has a lot of blowback when you get into like high levels, which is what G2 wants. So this is a good sign. Now, gold per minute, 370, gold percentage, this stuff, like kill participation is probably more interesting things compared to these two. So it's like, okay, he's pretty involved, right? Obviously, CS differential, blood participation is pretty high. Damage per minute. This depends. This really depends. Like, this stat will be really high when AP junglers are at like the forefront. Naturally, as because like you're just like farming and then you're just gonna do a ton of damage, right? Of course, if you're only playing bridge picks or whatever, this one might be really low. Which this is always really interesting. Vision per minute, wards per minute, vision ward per minute, wards cleared per minute. This can give you a little bit of an idea on like how did they see the vision? Because there are definitely junglers who screw this up. I mean, I've had junglers who were just at the bottom of the table for vision stats, and you're thinking, well, I mean, it's just stats, it doesn't really matter. But then you watch their play, and it's like, holy shit, they're really not playing for vision. Like, they're really not. Like, if you're at the bottom of the table, there's definitely an issue. Of course, you're at the top of the table, that doesn't necessarily mean you're doing something right either. But you don't want to be at the bottom. I know that for sure. And if you look at his jungle pool, there's a ton of Volibear, which is interesting. I mean, Volibear is not necessarily across the entire 2024 year, he was not an insane pick at all. Maokai. It's expected. Brand, Viego, Talia, Zyra. So he's winning a lot on the 8. Well, he didn't win on Brand a lot, but he definitely won a ton on Zyra, who was like very straightforward. Ivern couldn't find success. Xin Zhao found no success. Played some Nunu, that's interesting, and only got one Skarner game in. And he couldn't really win on Seju. So the first thing you want to like note is how did he win on these games where like this is like the champion he's just doing well on. So like for Maokai, how did he play well as a control pick, right? Like why were you like doing so well as like a controller? Why are you winning so much on Volibear? Viego, are you legit like I just absolutely demolish when I'm Viego like in fights every time, or you just kind of your team's just kind of like pulling their weight and you're just collecting shit? Zyra, this would be like how efficient is your pathing? Because Zyra can overtake through pathing better than any other jungler when she was meta. Vi, can you not win on like these like certain engaged champs? Like what's the issue here? Ivern, do you just suck on Ivern, or did your team suck playing around it? You know, like these are the questions you ask, and so you want to pick these games out and test them and see how they go. Now, if I go to Spring, so Spring 5.5, so he still played a considerable amount of Volibear. Interesting. Very interesting. His Xin Zhao games came from here, and only one Brand game. Okay, then we go in the summer, and obviously again, this is where like AP junglers overtook, but he still played a ton of Volibear. That's interesting. Naturally, like I said, you see the CS per minute, like it shoots up, and then you look at the damage per minute, it shoots up. So he definitely did his role, took over, for sure, just from stats alone, it looks like he handled his role in summer for like what the meta was. For spring, it's better, but I'm very curious about this. So you'd have to like gauge it, you know? And this, not bad. And then the next thing you could do, oh, sorry, you go to players. So, here we go. So the next thing you can do, okay, well, it's gonna make me do it this way. That's not what I want. So you gotta go to LFL Summer, go to junglers, and then compare the two, right? Like, or compare him to like everyone else across the board. So naturally, he was on the most winning team, so like he's gonna have some pretty inflated stats, right? But if you look at it, it's like, yeah, like he's at the top of all this, okay. Best farming like player, Douglas is there. Douglas is like also a good farming jungler. Naturally, the most gold. Middle of the pack. They're both up here. Vision score. This is good. I mean, like I said, when you look at this guy, by the way, I'm gonna be honest, just off tangent, I watched White in LDLC. his first year, and I thought that guy was atrocious. I just could not believe for the life of me that that guy was on that team. I don't know who decided to hire that guy or to pick him up, but terrible decision, awful player. Now back to what we're talking about. 1.61. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. And so he's up here, which again, this is good. So definitely liking what we're seeing. Ahead in XP. Okay, so if he's ahead in XP by this much, they're either getting a ton of kills or they are, or he's just like out farming everyone by a considerable amount. Because 405 is like 2.5 camps. He's like up 2.5 camps every single time. His team was BDS Academy. So the next thing we need to see, we need to see how bloody their games are. So they were, holy, they were getting 20 kills per game. Wow. Okay. Very good. Average kill death ratio, really good. Like always up gold. Every single game. Always smashing early game. Plates, every lane. Dragon percentage. High as shit. Almost every single Nasher. Every game. They really just dominated the shit out of this, huh? Yeah, they really did. Oh my god. Bubble playoffs. A bit messier. Definitely a bit messier. So playoffs will be probably more interesting in the sense of just seeing like what tough competition was. You go to EMEA. Just this looks the same as regular split. They actually smashed it. Huh. Okay. And then finally we go to this. I know it's a lot of... Wait, what? So we have to go through this. Like I said, because what I want to see is how did they compare to everyone else as well. So they were the third fastest team, but obviously they have a high win rate, whereas these teams probably just lost very quickly. There were other teams, like Carmine was pretty close to them in kills per game. And some teams were a little bit closer to them for deaths. Towers taken, yeah, naturally they're at the top. Towers lost, way at the bottom. Still pretty high up. First team. Dragon percentage, highest, makes sense. Void grubs. That's interesting. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to note is grub priority was lower than other teams. Very high drag priority. Because I want to know, what did they prioritize and what should I expect for them to prioritize? Carmine Corp actually took more dragons per game, technically. Interesting. So they had high... Okay, so they had very high dragon priority, and then the herald priority was also high. So that's the first thing I'm like curious on. And then by Dragon 15, yeah, they're like rounding toward the second one. Tower differential, they're ahead. Gold differential, naturally very high. But actually, Carmine Corp had... That's interesting. Carmine Corp actually had higher early game than them. More plates than them. They were the best farming team, makes sense. Did the most damage, makes sense. So vision wards per minute. That's interesting. They don't... Interesting. but they still clear out. Okay. Alright, guys. I got what I needed from this. So, there are definitely... I can watch these other games, technically, that they have. But I think the easiest thing to do is to just go straight into playoffs. Especially, like, looking at finals. Like, this will give you an initial idea of just when they're at their peak, when they need to be at their peak. How well do they do? Now, obviously, he has a couple games that look pretty ideal to, like, look at. But... and then, like I said, an EMEA. Definitely want to see what he can do as a Viego that goes 12-0. I'm very curious on that. Zyra versus Brand is not the most interesting. I feel like seeing him... like, this will be interesting. This would be interesting, for instance. Playing Jarvan into Zyra, how do you manage that? Playing Zyra into Sejuani, how do you manage that? You know, those are really interesting ideas to me. So let's start with this one.
In team fights,
to be able to stop.
Linfo could do it. They love getting priority.
today marks the culmination of a year of hard-fought battles. 60 teams fought to...
Yeah.
Into this about the drops, and I think that's where we'll stop going into the pick advantage because the drops simply because, like...
Come on. Where do I need to go for this? Wow, we gotta go way deep. Got it. So let's start off. It's the first game of the series. Yes, you could do some deep scouting to make a level 1 situation happen. You have Alistar. Your team is terrible level 1. You can defend, but like your team is really bad at doing anything level 1. So yeah, they'll probably do a 5 spread and just chill out. Enemy team, you could do some interesting shenanigans. Your comp is really melee heavy into... like, the Lilia could be really good. That's for sure. And yes, Renekton is definitely a reasonable counter, assuming everything goes okay. I think Asante just loses. He can win. I know there was like cases where people would play Cassante and like he could beat Rumble at times, but if the Rumble plays well enough, he'll lose. So Skew has a winning top, losing mid, but it's like it depends, but it's like losing mid. And his bot lane should not have push early. So he should path up. That's like the most obvious thing. If you want to crab, you path up. His bot lane should be fine overall. The Lilia should path bot technically, if she wants like a guaranteed crab. They could do a cheese invade on his Raptors, which personally, I feel like he should ward, because if he starts his red for any of the case, you know, a lot of vehicles probably would just start their Raptors as well. So the only downside if you start your Raptors is that will respawn on second, so he would take the crab and dip bot. His top laner would not play for a dive or like hard conditions. He'd play for the wave. And ideal situation for himself, because if he committed to a top play after full clear, the Lilia pathing down would just take his second Raptors and that would suck. And his bot lane would not be able to protect it, and neither would his mid.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be alongside you for what could be absolute banger now. We already talked about it in the lower bracket, the 3-1. We've seen this matchup before, but the stage changes many.
So let's see what they do. So he's going to path bot. He's going to path for Kadoy, Jopa.
2v2 going to be spotted out here as we get into the early game. Note as well, there is a ward. Spotting out Douglas on his top side, wrap the start.
Let's see how it goes. So they have a ward that they know Lilia Star and Raptors. So in his head, if he wants to, it looks like his bot lane might get pushed. But also I feel like that's an issue by Sten, because Sten could just walk up to Alistar and just... no, they didn't have push. Pretty spicy. It's really spicy. Ooh. Man, the Renekton is not having the greatest of times. It looks like they got pushed in the end. Wow. I think that's an issue by Rel though, because I'm almost certain Rel can actually change that situation through good push control. But so be it, he has push. That's amazing. So he gets the crab in the face of Lilia, possibly. Awesome. I mean, that's kinda... So like, they're obviously on it. The Renekton is too low, so the Renekton who's supposed to have a winning lane and have move and do well is losing. So already great. So like Skew can like go for this knowing that there's no Renekton in this play. His Jhin is a little off. If they were to commit on this, they kind of need to go like now in some ways. Like by just looking at it, yeah, like it's just a really awkward situation. Because the engage was pretty good, and they got really good CC layer, and yeah, he just dies. And there's nothing that Skew's doing that's like particularly. He just gets a bunch of free kills. Holy. So he got a free kill. So now at this point he's like so ahead, right? Like the game can play itself if you do it right, and so most likely he's gonna pull clear down, take the dragon. If he feels like Lilia's gonna play for the grubs, he could contest the grubs as well and just hold off on the dragon. But he also knows that it probably will lead to the dragon because Lilia is gonna pad down, same padding, and she can't abandon her camps. You know? Like she can't like leave a situation where like she's gonna get screwed. So he's actually trying to get vision now, but I feel like this is just rushed. I don't really care for this. Like, for me, he's doing his Raptors now, right? Is his Krugs gonna come up? When do his Krugs? He probably would have waited a little bit of time, but there's no sums on MF. So going into bot makes more sense in many ways. He does get full vision on the right side, and it does also mean that by moving up this way, Renekton cannot trade that well. Renekton doesn't know he's here yet, but like, Renekton can't. Ooh, that was, what the, oh god, this guy is cooked. Oh god. Okay, well, I don't know what the hell Jacques is doing, but that guy's playing really bad. And I think the upside, I guess, of him looking through mid versus just doing a normal clear into bot and going through your bot lane, who's has the kills, has the, like, you know, some advantage. He's doing this so it promotes Reeker's play. So Reeker can just commit harder to the situation and ensure he has what he wants, which is not bad. So there's nothing to deduct there or anything. Oh god. So notice he has the Yone here first, with advantage on HP. And yeah, they just go straight ahead. They just combo him, kill him. I like it. This is good too. So if he did the dragon, it would take too long for him to do that on the map, and it would let Lilia, yeah, basically let Lilia take the grubs, like fully take the grubs, and also it would delay his like overall like camp speed. So it's good to delay the dragon in that case. Cool. So now he'll clear out. They're not going to end up having to punish on MF Flash, but they did successfully take the first grub. They took the dragon. He'll have a really good base. Really? Really? So he has the idea that they have some vision. They know the blue's coming up. So they know the blue... I mean, the blue could be worked on right now, by the way. Like, technically, the Lilia could literally be on the blue now. I don't think that whatever's in the rush is... Yeah, I think that's like either a zombie ward or it's a... What is it? Boro? So I don't think they see this, so she could be on the blue right now, and he's just making a big assumption that he can do something here. The enemy bot lane is not in any kind of like condition to like play on, and they have MFR to clear any wave. So personally, this feels like a waste of time. Like, to me, this is like trying too hard to make something happen because you don't know if he's gonna be on it. He already could have cleared his Raptors and based with his fat buy and be on the map to contest somewhere else. And if you note, if you look at top lane, he's low. Like, he's actually like pretty low at this point. Missing half his HP, no TP. Yeah, he literally could be coming from base, running up here, contest this even. And if Lilia's doing this shit, for one, nothing's happening bot, because your bot has flashes, you're gonna chill. And he's in a winning state. And he could still steal a camp. But he could also play for his Raptors. You know, there's a lot of options. But he decided to do it this way, which I think was... I also would highly not suggest him to stay on the map longer. This feels kind of stupid. I feel like this is like trying too hard. He's wasting so much time. I feel like he's trying to get like his full item buy, which I understand. Like I have Kraken coming up, you know. But like if you're going into this, he has Kraken for sure, right? Bork. Okay, I can't remember if this is the patch where Bork, because Kraken and Bork got a lot of adjustments, and so there was a certain point where they adjusted Bork to where it was just clearly better than Kraken. And then they nerfed Bork, and then it became like a Kraken coming back up again. So I don't know where this is in the meta, but I'm going to assume it's where Bork is the dominant item. So right now, you know, he could have been in the river. He could have been defending this. That death. So look, Reeker shouldn't check this in the first place, but this death is partially in like due to him wasting time. Like he wasted a bunch of time on the map. So efficiency-wise, he had a golden ticket to win the game. I actually do like some of the movements where he skipped into mid to gain vision and kind of made the game difficult for the Renekton to play. I ended up, like, at first I was like, I mean, obviously this is not like an efficient way to do it per se, but for the game's sake, it actually was really good. And it didn't really waste much time because the Krugs were not coming up that, like, soon. So, first... like, up to the point where he did first drag, great. Afterwards, so far, like the 3 minutes afterwards, not good. So let's slow this down because we need to see, because they're going to contest this without Reeker. Now, what did they use to kill Reeker? Because they used...
takes him down, and that's an easy way to take the crop.
Did he? So he ended up using Renekton R, which is a massive upside. So Reeker should never like walk in here. That's for sure. Because you just need to wait. The grubs are not up yet. You get the boys, and then there's no R on Renekton. You're gonna be good, right? It's gonna be good shit.
SkewMond wants to go on in. Paris is here as well, but Vitality B have numbers for now. Genax joins in with Equalizer, back up and available, and Kadui, even without the curtain call.
He couldn't get it. He failed the smite.
Still has the range over the wall.
Right? Yeah, he did. So they have to commit harder because he failed the smite.
It's double as well as Equalizer to the pitch. Jobber is zoned on out. He can't get near. He's curved or rather the bullet time flies through, but Drowsy in the nick of time. bds.a burning down a little bit as a face seal. It's only a one.
That sucks for Jin.
Vital multiple levels. Where are we going? But bds.a no. They've got Google Maps open and
not bad. I mean,
it's double as well as Equalizer to the pitch. Jobber is zoned about to join
so
on
he. I'm trying to see how he wants to do this, because obviously if the Alistar goes here, it's too deep. You also know both smites were used, so right now, like, there's no rush. Like, you're actually not in a rush situation, because neither of you guys can actually smite this out, right? So I feel like controlling this, and I feel like at this point, the Rumble should just push this guy out, because this guy's not gonna do shit. So if you push this guy out effectively over to here, while your Alistar is like kind of sitting in the front, not really sure what he's doing, to be honest. I'm not really sure what the Jin is doing per se. It's kind of weird. But the Alistar goes too deep. So he goes too deep, and Viego can't go on that, right? Now, he also doesn't really want to go on Cassante, who's TPing to the left. That's bad. He kind of needs to play to the right. Not to the left, but to the right. Because the Rel is over here, too. No flash. She's really far away. So he could play to the right. I think that's fine. This guy does have his R. That could be problematic. I don't know. I think either way, he needs to just, like, chill out more here. Because I don't think he's going to get into any situation that's, like, ideal for him if he goes deeper. Like, unless their idea is that he needs to be, like, flashing onto MF, the dangerous part is that if they all collapse on Viego and kill him, they can recover. And then you have to push everyone inside with the Cassante behind. Doesn't sound good. So, if I'm looking at this from his point of view, I feel like he should just go on this guy. Low-key, I feel like if Rumble's not going to fight him, you can just go fight him. He runs this way, gets hit by an E, and he's doing nothing. Literally nothing, has to R out. Basically has no pressure anywhere. Yeah, he literally did nothing this fight. Absolutely nothing. That's hilarious. And he's the strongest member, by the way. Like, he has support. He is the guy who could just, like, kill people, straight up. So, he's very lucky that his team, like, the enemy team didn't play really well, and his team just played better. So he got bailed out for that. Now, do I actually like what he's doing here? I think he cleared, so he had his camps up on bot side, right? So he cleared his bot side camps to be on bot with 15 seconds before Dragon, but I feel like they're so strong that he didn't have to path this way. Like, look to where this ends, this play ends. His blue's coming up. I don't know when his camps respawn on top side, but I feel like he could have taken his time, and even if the enemy team got some vision on bot side, I feel like his team would overtake so easily. Like, so easily. Like, they even have... Oh, yeah, dude. This... Oof. Okay, there's so much to say. There's so much to say here. Like, the fact that JNX is up here and he has TP, you have no TP here, no TP here. Yeah, this was a mistake by him. He should go top because they have TP, clear down, normally get everything done. You can even clear some vision if you want to, in case they do a crossplay top side, and then you'll take the dragon no matter what. If they start the dragon, they lose the game. Simple as that. If they start the dragon, they lose the game. So for an upper level, like, thinking, this was a mistake by him. Because now that his topside camps are up and they're just waiting for drag, they're like, oh shit, they're kind of like contesting this area. Like, I think we need to like stop this. So now you're not doing drag on spawn. Now you're just all sitting up here waiting for Herald, and that sucks. So like now you just wasted a whole bunch of time in the game again. So since first dragon, it's been nothing but like just typical ERL play for SkewMond. The first 7 minutes, great, definitely upper level play. But for the like after that, it's been lower level play. And now his camp spawned on bot side, so now he has to think, well shit, that's a little iffy, right? Like, the grubs are coming up in 10. My Rumble's bot, he has R, he has TP. Technically, the Rumble should just R the wave and he's chilling, right? You take the grubs, you need to go the grubs. Take the Herald, go into bot side, and clean this out. Like, you could play 2 lanes, but you should probably clean this out because, one, the dragon is still up, right? The dragon is still up, and you want to contest this. I don't know why the Alistar's top side. This is kind of stupid, in my opinion. And I think always giving the dragon in this situation doesn't make any sense. It's not his fault that Rumble died. It's not. But it is a collective team's fault to just, like, let that happen. Okay, so I'm gonna write this down. So, how do I want to do this? So this is gonna look a little ugly. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna look a little ugly because usually I do this in OneNote and it's like a lot more proper. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna do this because it's probably just a little bit easier to do in the end of the day. So this is a Diego versus Lilia game, right? I'm gonna make sure we do it this way. Copy this. Hit that, and then we can kind of just like reuse this over and over again, right? So from a standpoint with pathing, first 7 minutes / up to first drag, great. You know, moved off camps for mid vision / boost that kind of ruined enemy team's usage, which was great, right? And didn't do first drag when didn't do first drag when it would ruin the game state. So that was also good, right? So I feel like the first 7 minutes, like for me, it was like going at like a 63 to 65 rate and then drop to a like 53, 54. And this is like on a scale of just like, how good are you playing? Like, what are you doing that's actually ideal? I mean, you could probably boost this up even more, but the only thing is you always have to, so like this is a rating out of 100, right? And for me, the way I rate teams, especially like in the era level, I usually view them between 40 to 60. And then I review like LCS and LEC from like 61 to 80. And then Worlds, like high level, is like 81 to 100. And it doesn't mean you can't push past like these like values, even though you're in a lower competition. But because of who they're playing against and how things were, like for instance, like the enemy Renekton just played really terrible. The enemy bot lane misplayed, so he got the crab for free. And like, well, like he got the crab for free and picked up something from it too. Like that typically should not happen, but it did. And the fact that he had a free like advantage in this game to kind of snowball and use, yeah, he kind of dropped the ball on it. Like it literally looked like an ERL, like I'm just wasting time, like not doing the right thing. And if you look at the skirmishing, for me, this was like, this just looked like an average thing. Like there was only one fight and he went the wrong way. Flash focus. He literally went the wrong way and that's it. That's all I got to see from him, and so that's all he gets. So now this will be the important part of the game where we just see how does he farm, when does he move, and what does the flow of the game look like. Oh, and we should also state how dropped because, oops. Literally, that's it. So, yeah. Expand, push through. Even the bot camps is fine. Yon shoved out. His Rumble's bot, his Alistar's bot, and they're heralding mid. I don't really care for that. Because he's coming off the base, very strong. Do the 2 camps. If he wants to do the grab as well, cool. my Alistar should be deploying top. Like, the Dragons in 3 minutes, my jungle is going to do these 2 camps and stay on top side for a little bit. You have okay vision on bot side already, so why is Paris going bot? Like, why are we trying to go for a solo play on Cassante with, like, the Rumble? Like, I personally don't get it. Like, he is fine. Look at the vision he has. He's fine. My Alistar could be moving with the Viego right now, getting some, like, deeper vision. Also, I think my Viego should definitely do his Gromp and not just, like, leave that up, because there's no rush. There's no rush to move yet. Like, just play the map like a normal, like, games-winning state team. But we Herald without anyone around, so, like, we can't even get value out of it. And now we're running into bot side while skipping our Gromp, which is not good. And, yes, the Yone has to push top. Okay, yes, we got the mid turret eventually. Cool. My Alistar is not basing for wards. At this point, to me, especially after taking mid turret, they can force this pretty hard if they want to. Like, once he takes this, Alistar could technically be running into this area here, and Viego doesn't need a straight shoot bot. If he, like, did he pink it? I think that's what he did. Or did Rumble pink that? I think Rumble pinked it. Okay, well, so Rumble pinked it, okay? Alistar could start wrapping around already, and you could be poised to TP with Yone at now in this point in the game and take any fight. Take literally any fight. Like, he's afraid to literally engage on the Rel, but if he goes on the Rel, he's not gonna die. Like, they're gonna fucking win this really hard. But he's not. Like, he's too scared to, like, start something. So now he just waits, too scared to start something. Now they can't really do anything. Now they just go through your camps and reset. What you had is gone. I mean, this guy should never die, by the way. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this wave is gone. There's no plays here, and the guy just kills himself. So, I was right. This was a negative play. Nothing was going to happen until the enemy team, like, enemy jungler just killed himself. So that was bad by Douglas. That was not, like, he literally didn't have the balls to initiate a situation that would be winning for his team. Okay, Dragon's coming up. I literally do not give a shit about carrying the top ward up here. My Yone has flash, E. You want to take the crab? Take the crab, bro. Take the crab. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Run and get your fucking wolves. Clear down. The dragon's coming up. You're chilling. You guys are way ahead. You know, unless, like, their idea is like, oh shit, we know the red for sure is up, which, I mean, again, she could just be on the red right now. So there's no guarantee to that. If your Alistar wants to move through in this area while you're doing the crab just to see if Raptor's up and that could turn into contest, I think that's fine. Granted, Cassante does have a move on this timer, so you probably don't want to move and do something. And now Viego is skipping his wolves. Okay, so now we're skipping another camp. We skipped one Gromp, we skipped wolves. The way the enemy team is contesting is just really poor. Not gonna lie. He picks up another free kill. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm watching this game and I just don't see, like, how this guy did. Like, he doesn't deserve to be a 12-0 like Viego. Let's say that. He definitely does not. Got it. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, like I said, so they took these guys out on mid. This guy killed himself. They used TP to do this, which... Interesting. They take more camps. And this guy just goes too deep, kills himself. It is what it is. Now that your Yone is dead for a little bit, you just need to clear camps. As Viego, just clear camps. Personally, if I was him, I would have done my red, my Raptors, and I would have base. Because I don't want to sit on bot side. Like, I want to have these camps done, and because my Yona's gonna be dead for a little bit, and so now he's leaving these camps up while they're just playing on top side, and he can't go back bot now. This guy kills himself. I really don't like the flow of how the game's going with like the winning advantage they have. Really don't like it. Now he's skipping his Gromp that was on top side. Dude. Oh man. He does actually remind me a bit of how he played in 2023. Was that bad of him? Rumble no TP, so he really doesn't want to start anything here.
B want a match for BDSA. And while we've talked this to death again,
oh, that was so dumb. That was so dumb of him. Holy shit. So like there's cases where like you want to start fights. This is one of the cases you don't start a fight because Rumble has no TP.
To death again, BDSA.
His Lilia should be flash queuing R'ing this guy right away. And I think you just have to full send it and see if you can get it. She did it. Is this too deep?
We're gonna get a lilting lullaby. It's buffered out with SkewMond getting space, but
maybe it's just too weak.
Taken too much damage. Shayak's here with his ulti. Rika's away.
Ooh, they actually got some control from that, but I don't think it's gonna turn into anything. Paris is playing really well fight-wise. I think there's like certain things with the vision that Paris is not playing well at, but fight-wise he's doing really good. But yeah, I definitely like this is so whatever because these guys can never start the Baron, so doing this it just doesn't matter. Paris definitely fucking saved them. And Cassante, I mean, I assume Cassante has W, right? Because like he definitely could W here and like screw the Alistar over a little bit, even. He also could just R the Alistar if he like predicted it well enough. Because if MF hits this Viego at all, he's dead. But that's like at a high level, you know? Like that's at like a very high level where like the players are really thinking about how just one ability, one CC can affect the fight. And unfortunately for Nakdako, he just didn't think about it. Yeah, I mean, this guy doesn't have to do shit. I mean, just being honest. This guy doesn't have to do anything. What a free win for him. What an absolute free win in this having a fat scoreline. So I might stop watching this game because there's at a certain point where like you realize like obviously this game is over, right? And I'm not really getting anything else useful out of this from seeing him more because it's not really doing anything. So let's start with this. Team fighting wise, there was not a lot of it. There really wasn't. And I'm probably just going to set him at... Man, what do I want to put him at? I mean, he literally had like one moment to do anything. So like, I'm just going to give him the basic 55 as well. Like had no important role. Like even looking at this, it's very clear. Like had no important role. Camp view. This was like a 50. This is like a 52 to 53 again. Like he is constantly skipping over camps and contesting vision when. Oh, sorry, and rushing to contest vision areas. Not working the best with his support either. Have different ideas. And so like this like goes hand in hand. I should probably say this, like he's constantly over camps. It's not necessary. His planning is not there. That's clear. His planning is definitely not there. And then vision-wise, this is like the same thing. It's like a 52 to me because he's just rushing, and I just don't really see it. So all in all, this is like this is not a great like first game to see for him, especially when like it's clearly a game where like he could just easily win the game. But we'll see. So not the greatest first look. I really wanted to watch. So what I really want to see is I want to see how he tackles this Zyra versus Seju. So when you think of Zyra versus Seju, the main thing, oh, it's against VITB again. Thing is, I also want to see other teams. You know, Carmine Corp would be really good actually. Let's compare his two Viego games. I want to see what his two Viego games look like this way. So this will be Viego. What is he against for this? Maokai? Oh, this is... Oh, Zyra. Okay. So level 1 wise, I believe his bot lane should lose push. Like Ezreal Leona was a pretty scary bot lane to deal with typically. It's pretty spicy on mid, so there's gonna be a lot of like focus on like, should I do a 3-camp mid? And one of the most interesting things you can do is, so he spotted a ward, so like they're obviously noting like he could go for a 3-camp mid. And spotting that is really important because now if they can see if anyone like wards here, like if Varus can sit in the bush and just like sit there the entire time, then he can go for a play from the right side, and that'd be really good. Assuming like the conditions and everything lines up, right? Ideally, he probably pans up, like again for the crab. And they know for sure there's no wards on bot side, like at least for the gank. We'll see if he uses that or not. He did his wolves, and he's not reverse clearing, so he can do an enhanced path technically. That's interesting. It is what it is, you know? So the only unfortunate thing for this matchup that he's doing is, one, I mean, I don't know what Beaker is actually, like, his focus is. Like, if you look at this, the wave is coming into him. And it's actually probably more ideal for him to just let it be. And just kind of last hitting and just playing on that. Because if he does create this push, Viego has the answer. And Zyra finishes at like 245. And Viego will not be there. He'll never be there. So it looks like Reeker just put himself in that position, and it's not on Skew. Like I would never blame the jungler for the death as the mid laner. So that's on him. Okay, so he killed himself. So Zyra already finished her clear, doing the crab. Diego's obviously gonna do the top crab. Get some vision, base. He didn't base. So okay, he didn't base because I said it like an enhanced clear. He could base, but he can also do it this way since he started wolves, that it'll like do these secondaries. Now he can base, go top side. He's gonna have some time to play around, and we'll see how it goes. So it looks like his Maokai died. No flash on Leo. No flash on mid. The Zyra's already moved on to the Dragon. They have to play for the grubs. They must play for the grubs. If Dragon is gone, they must play for the grubs. So he's up here. Double pinks. He's on the grubs. The Maokai's like kind of overwatching a little bit. And he gets the crab. Oof, lucky. Whenever you get in situations where like he had to play for it. Like I know like there's like his bot lane knew they're gonna eat shit a little bit if the enemy team commits. Like he must do this. So I'm not gonna like hit on him for not doing it. Like he must do this. And he wants to make sure his camps are okay and his bot lane's okay. So he's going through the river to make sure this is cleared. It shouldn't change anything though, because their conditions are so low that they can't do a ton. So he kind of wasted. Yeah. So this is the only thing that I can say is like this is like it's either on him. It's on him and the bot lane. It's combined faults. Right? So up to 7 minutes, I like everything he's done. Okay? Nothing's his fault. This one is a little bit more subtle in that, like, yes, you think if I come bot, I can save you. But the thing is, your Maokai has no W, you have no catch on Ezreal, and they're just gonna play safe and jerk you and kind of just waste your time. Because right now he could have done his wolves and go on to his Gromp and nothing, like, because this doesn't change the state that they're in. And he would have at least finished these camps and moved on. And now the Zyra is getting even further, like, she's clearing her shit quicker. And what happens? What if Viego clears this shit and then he has to move top? And then what if she just clears this and just moves down and then we run into the same situation? Because look, this stuff is not spawning yet. So, like, if he's in a situation now where he's clearing this, and he's going to be on top side, versus, like, clearing it while he could, then doing the camps and then running down to try to match, it's not looking good. But he's gonna definitely feel a pull to come bot. I know that for sure. He's definitely gonna feel a pull to come bot. Ooh. That was super good. I mean, even just like lowering her conditions, it does like help prevent. So he did win out. That's, I mean, like I said, he had to come bot. Like, no matter what, he had to come bot. I do think there's some error on Kaliste's side in the end of the day, because I think dude, if this kid sacked like a wave, I'm telling you, if he actually sacked a wave for a base, he doesn't really necessarily have to though, because I guess he has biscuits. I'm just looking at his situation, because if he ever did find a base, and like I said, just took the hit, they would dominate bot, because he would align with Zyra, who just has infinite time to do whatever she wants, and his bot lane would be crying. It'd be it's just a checkmate situation, you know? It's a checkmate situation. But he doesn't. He stays. So at this point, once they clear this, honestly, it's kind of on 1-1-3 to like, because he's moving up for the crab, but the crab's not up yet, so he doesn't actually have to move. Like, this is kind of just like a freebie. It's just like, I hope to God he like walks into me. And it's good. I mean, it's good he recognizes that he needs to like actually play for this still. And it turns around the entire like situation. So that was really good. It also kind of aligns for the way Skew likes to play. So, you know, yeah, it's not like a surprising play for me to see by him. Yeah, that was great. Really good. So Grubs are in 30, Dragon's in 40. They heavily value Dragon. It's the second Dragon. If I'm 1-1-3 coming off this round, I'm doing my Gromp. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing, but like, he should just be clearing his camps again. I don't know why he's playing on mid wave now. This is a clear sign of someone who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Like, they're on the, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, to me, like I said, to me, you can secure this, I guess, and then you can play on this instantly, but I personally feel like there's no rush. Like, I just don't feel the rush. Like, my Cassante has shit conditions, by the way. Like, the Gnar is, like, good to go to fight me. And if they start, I'm pretty sure we win. Like, from KCB's side, I feel like if bds.a starts the grubs, then KCB would win easy. Now for Skew, he doesn't need to walk in yet. Like, his, again, I don't know what communication they have, but your main advantage is that your Gnar, even if he doesn't have Mega yet, is full condition. Like, once I see this, like, Gnar, come down. Oh, you're gonna come down? Okay, we can drop one grub. It's not the end of the world. Drop a grub. So you dropped the grub. Okay, we're fine. He literally smited. You're fine. Puts himself in range. Gets caught. Dies. Terrible. Terrible. And now we can't even use JNX's like advantage. So that was all on Skew. That's all on Skew. 113 like rushed it. Wasn't even good to rush it. But Skew made it good for them. So they take the dragon on the back half. I kind of have an idea where I'm going to place Skew at this point for this game for pathing wise. He must have item, right? Yeah, he got his item. So if this guy's dead, Herald's up. No TP on Varus. Lucian has TP. They're just gonna start it. Oh, it's still grubs. Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. I don't mind it. Because they committed to this. I mean, technically, Zarek could move into grubs still. I mean, Lucian also has TP. Which seems a little weird for them to actually just be forfeiting this. But he did hit the vision plan to at least realize, like, oh, they're not on it. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. So that's good. That's good. You definitely don't investigate further. You just run. Go to your camps. Like, Herald's coming up in 45 seconds. You could run and do your blot side if you really wanted to. They have control of mid still. There's not really much, like this is just too much. Too much. It's not worth the gamble that what he's doing here. So now he has no R. He can't fight for this objective anymore. And personally, to me, after I take the grubs, like, I'm always thinking in my head, cross map play into bot side. Cross map play into bot side. He didn't see it. His team didn't see it. It's on everyone. This space is the early game. So at this point, for me, the mid deaths are not his fault. That's a certainty. The mid deaths are not his fault. There was that one timer, and again, it was like a 7-minute timer. It was like a 7-minute timer again, where him plus bot should realize it's a waste of time to look. It is. It's just a waste of time. No, he's trying to get them a reset, but it is a waste of time to look. However, at like 8:30 or something, he knows he must flip a look to change bot's outcome, which worked. Super good. Like that play alone, fantastic. Great idea to change the flow. But keep in mind, this part is the reason he had to do the thing below. Like, that is part of the reason why it turned into a shit situation. also, I mean, there's some of this stuff is more like skirmishing's sake, honestly. Liked the second grubs takeaway off fishing plants. Oh, like that was good. Went too deep for enemy blue after. Like, it just seems like he doesn't know constraint. Personally, this is like, overall, it's like a 58. I think this is like still not necessarily... You know what? I'm gonna put like this. So for me, I feel like there's definitely some things that like I said, that one play he made is something you must make no matter what, which is what you would do in a high level. The pathing overall has felt actually fine. For the most part, it's been pretty fine. There's like some weird things, but I feel like it's been pretty fine. And it's just like, it is what it is. I mean, I could even bump this to like 62 or something like that, right? So this is not bad. Skirmishing's sake, this has been the worst. This is like a 51. Like, he ruined second grubs with JNX, like, big advantage to use. And rushed it, so he died for free. And was that it? Was that like the only like thing that he did wrong? Yeah, I mean, that was like the only skirmish he was ever involved in. But that, again, like, screwing up that one skirmish is like all it takes. So, I think this was better pathing-wise compared to, like, that other game I saw where he had an advantage. Maybe he's just good when he's in a losing game state, because, like, the way he plays can kind of help him find these looks. Oh, there's also the thing where, like, I felt like he should have realized they needed to trade out, like, needed to trade out Harold. This is something he should realize as well, along with his team. So that's why I put it down the marker like this. If this was not the case and they were actually like doing this properly, and they got got something back on bot side, it would have been really nice. So I just want to see how he handles this. So this guy ints himself, he flashes, the flash was definitely necessary. This guy flashes E. Yeah, he did. Missed the Czar? This guy has no flash, by the way. This guy has no R, by the way. That's his fault. Like, he's literally hard whiffing. I don't know if he's trying to predict, but he just saw the guy flash, so... Yes, he could E, but he could probably still place the R a little bit better. Dragon's coming up. We have no Viego R, no core ultis. They do. We're not fighting Dragon. At least, like, if we do Dragon, like, you have to stall it. So they didn't fight it. Fantastic. We traded out on top side. Cool. I'm cool with that. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what the fuck he's doing here, though. Like, dude, just go do your camps. So right now, okay. So he's heading towards bot because he's a little worried that they might commit more. But if you look at this, there's 3 ranged minions. And if they want to play on a singular wave on the turret, be my guest, I guess. I mean, they do have Kasante TP. But I think MF shifting over is probably enough. What is my Maokai doing? Oh, he got cancelled. Oh, they're fine. I think he could have cleared his camp still. Because Maokai would have gotten his reset in time to be here for the wave. Like, look. Like, by the time the Gnar would get dove, the Maokai would be there. So I think that's... He should have trusted it, and he could have already cleared his camp's top side. And he could already be moving with the rest of the team. Now, he didn't take his base. He definitely has some gold on him. Didn't take his base. And
problème, c'est que même dans des 4v5,
we have Vision that we won't play for. We have J and X,
full AD côté BDS, alors que de l'autre côté, t'as
who
la
has
Zaira qui
a move. We're taking midway first.
terminer les teamfights.
We definitely have to recover top.
Genax.
Et là, le gros problème, c'est que même dans des 4v4, 5v5, il va y avoir ce problème de un peu
It's kind of weird, no?
disponible.
Varus shouldn't be on bot side. Varus should be on mid.
Et là, le gros problème, c'est que même dans des 4v4,
I think this is why this looks weird, because he's like standing around here. He should be on mid right now with the MF.
Parce que là, c'est en train de avoir des
And
ressources.
Oh, ils peuvent tuer Fléchi. Attention là, on s'engage justement.
oh, that was really nice by
Et le
Fleshy.
Viego qui va tomber, qui se fait sniper. Fléchi va tomber, mais on n'a pas eu de reset pour le Viego. Ça ne part
Shit.
pas dans les meilleures conditions. Mainter qui
So
intercepte.
stupid.
C'est que
It's not exactly on him. It's partially on him, but it's not exactly on him. Because when they come from base,
Il a été
they should realize if we're gonna commit to this 2-1, like these lane like setups, which you can do, there is some risk that like again the Gazante can TP behind you and make things bad.
Genax.
Et là, le
But-
gros problème, c'est que
They call him Jinna,
dans des 4v4, 5v5,
JNX,
il va y avoir ce
Jinna,
problème de
whatever.
full AD côté BDS, alors que de l'autre côté, t'as la Zaira qui, elle, va exterminer les teamfights.
Yeah, I just don't see it, man. This is never a kill. This is never a kill. This is too much shit that you don't see on the map. Just take your vision. The Gnar is gonna hold out on bot side. Like specifically the Maokai at this point. You don't commit on this. Like don't commit on this. The Maokai needs to move over this way and just get a little bit more vision. Then the Gnar is planted here. Well, actually, technically the Gnar should probably base and run up here and take the wave. Then Varus overtakes this wave here, and you're chilling. And then, like, that's it. You're just waiting for the next dragon or whatever the case is. But you're not committing to this. So someone is saying, let's kill him. I don't know who it is. I'm not going to blame Skew on it. But I will say that Skew should realize that it's a stupid idea. Like, everyone has their own thought process. And so I can assess that Skew also does not have the correct thought process on that. And so far, all I can say is his fighting on Viego is, like, average. Very average.
Ils vont avoir un bon combo. Ils vont avoir un bon setup en UCM et BDS Academy. Faudra casser 0-0 pour ça. Et KMF dans ambition.
Ah, côté Viego, c'est lourd pour ces PNF, c'est terrible.
Bah, Mao, ça dépend quand même multi. Je pense que ça peut arriver. C'est casser par exemple sur le baron. Vraiment, on a la chance, ça peut être BDS, mais rapidement la pression sur eux et casser des cibles. C'est fléchir les cibles de turn. Là, actuellement, ils peuvent s'en parler, mais il faudrait
Comment ça peut faire?
Alright, Mr. Viego, how do you want to approach this? Arnar is very strong. Like, despite the fact that he's 0-2, he's very strong. He's definitely strong. He based and he's shifting with the rest of the team. Fair. Dragon's coming up, and we're basically just turtling. They're just holding out. Oh my fucking god. I need to start backing here. Because they just pushed, so this is good. Don't fuck with this yet. They could be here and messing with you. Didn't pop sweeper. Awesome, 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 awesome. That's what we like to see. Mid is too hard, so you need to go through side. That is what I'm understanding right now at this point. You can't go through mid, you need to go through side unless your Gnar is shifting mid first. So like right here, the Gnar wants a base for an item. Typically, it'd be better for him to shift mid for the team, but he needs his item. So at this point, Viego should just be looking on side. He can't do anything around mid. They can't do anything around mid. So this is correct. Now the Gnar's with them. I mean, it's just like, now that the Gnar's with them, he doesn't have sweeper, the Maokai doesn't have sweeper. They have only one pink. Did Skew ever buy a pink, by the way? He did buy a pink. Where did he place it? Oh, why did he pink the Baron? They're definitely not on it yet. The Ezreal's just on mid. You could just wait to use it.
Ils ont pas trop le choix. C'est le meilleur shot.
And they did enter this area again. Literally, you see their support in the area, so he definitely could ward it. So you have to expect that it's warded. And now that they're doing it, they do it actually pretty quick. But also, Nar is leaving. So now he's put in an awkward state where it's like, what do I do? And obviously hitting the ward was dumb. That was dumb. Hitting the ward was stupid. But I don't fault for the situation. Like, the situation as is not like 100% on him. You know? Like, at least to me, it isn't. To me, I feel like it's not 100% on. Like, they did not use Nar well there at all. They should have been able to get some control back with Nar move. Now it's pretty fucked. Now it's like, not really sure what you do if you're them. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about that. Like, you just can't do anything. His team's not winning. They're not strong. I really hate Maokai's sport, to be honest. But Maokai's support was really bad. And they flexed it, but I assume... I didn't look at the draft, because I don't care about looking at drafts. Like, the pick and bans always... So, like, sometimes I do in that, like, I'll see if it's, like, a laner, do you get counter pick a lot? So, like, if you're getting counter pick, is it turning into anything? They did get a pick. How did the pick happen? Oh, the fucking Nar flank. God damn, that was good. Oh, why did he go forward? Oh my god, why did he go forward? Look, the first thing he needs to do... He can't go this way. It's just not a thing. Like, this guy is separated. It'd be most ideal for him to just dip this way. Buy some time at first. And that's good. But, like, he goes in and just kind of kills himself. And it's like, I know you're getting, like, hyped about the situation, but if you get a pick without you dying, it's just so good. Even if they did literally nothing after this, he would have cleared all their bot camps. He would have cleared the bot camps, the mid camp, like, oh, what a tragedy. What a tragedy. Man, the dragon's gone. It is what it is. It's still a pretty close game though. Like, I don't necessarily want to turn it off because it's still a pretty close game. 113 is doing a terrible job at upkeeping his farm, by the way. Terrible job. Skew's definitely okay with the outcome of... He needs to get in. This guy has a flank. So, okay, first thing I need to ask myself is... We have Paris here, right? Leo just hit herself away. Why does Skew approach from here? Like, this is like way harder to get into. Why is Reeker doing the red buff? Is it not so obvious that if you're like in this kind of situation, you don't want to play into these chokes because Zyra is like really strong. Same with Ezra, he's just blasting shit away. You want a little bit more open space. And if your Maokai is going to sit here with R, so like if anyone moves, you can just R and kill them. Cool, fine, so be it. But he needs to move here. So these three can move this way. They're going to try to block them. And then the Gnar has the fucking mega flanks, and then he'll actually create the space for you. That's how this picture looks. But Skew is like a... It's not always on. It's not 100% on Skew. It's definitely on Reeker as well. Like, again, why the fuck are we doing the red? I'm an idiot. Good job, bro. You did the red buff. Didn't help anyone there. So now Skew, because he has a weird like look, and because of what Reeker did, can't really do anything. I mean, you just can't do anything. And so now the game's over, right? So the game's over. Team fighting wise, like, just again, this feels very mid. It doesn't feel like it's like super, super bad, but it feels really mid. Like, can't overtake, win out situations. Doesn't see how to use his top laners the best. And again, like, don't get me wrong, it's not all on him. Camp view takes, it's like, this is a little bit better. I say this in that, like, he can't clear out well because it's ahead and needs turtle more. I don't have much issues with this. And vision wise, I feel like it's around here. I mean, let's realize they need it. Move to side at times. Not perfect by any means. Like, when I say that, it's just like, I'm pretty sure he could have done a little bit better with how he's seen it. Especially, obviously, with the Baron thing, where he just hits it and just dies, but I don't know. So far, I haven't seen anything in these two games that make me say that, like, he's clearly, like, a strong jungler to pick up. Now, give me a second. I need to get some more water. So, and also keep in mind, when I say strong jungler, like, especially for pathing's sake and just like camp overtakes, when you plan this out, you have to be able, as a jungler, you have to be able to read the flow of the game, what you can actually do with the champions and their conditions and their TPs. You yourself need to make those decisions. Because if you can, consistently, you're going to stay ahead and do really well. And that's something I saw consistently by the best junglers in the LCK CL. Not the main league, which, yeah, you'll see it in the main league, but specifically in their Challengers League. If you look at the top junglers there, especially when in 2023, when I was watching, man, my throat's catching a little bit. When I was watching Lucid, Hombach, Sponge, Sounda, you know, they each had their own take. They each had their own little bit uniqueness to them. But if you watch how they play, consistently, like, yes, they will stick to a very regimented, like, clear, and then they'll make those small adjustments based on what they see on the map and based on what their laners are doing and what they can do, and just consistently farm out because they're just making those small adaptations. And I think for Skew right now, my picture is that he knows when he needs to, like, flip. Like, he kind of has a good idea when he needs, like, the flip situations, but he doesn't have necessarily a good idea when, like, he needs to consistently, like, clear and, like, maintain this. And so it just depends how he's going to do, you know, in these other games, because if he can't manage that and he goes to G2 where he needs to do that, but he's, like, making these odd mistakes, then it requires other members on G2 to correct him and keep him focused. And I'm not sure how that's going to go. Yike, I do feel like was able to stay a little bit more consistent on, like, clearing at the very least. And of course, I don't know what kind of comms and, like, benefits Skew brings to the team compared to Yike. So there is that as well. But okay, off these 2 Viego games, I'm gonna be honest, not too excited. I do need to watch more of the KCB though, because I feel like I want to watch this one. I don't think I really care about watching Talia versus Zyra because it's just bad for Talia. But I definitely want to watch another KCB because this is the team that did so well versus them. Okay, plants a little bit more of those. Come on, come on. I know I skipped ahead a bunch. So looking at the champions they have, if his Renekton plays well, which he has been playing well this entire time, and I would definitely count on him, he should win. He should have pushed top. Bot lane, it really depends, specifically how you play it out a little bit, but enemy bot should have push. So you're probably pathing up top in this game. You're probably pathing to top. Your Renekton could also play it out conservatively, just like the Rumble game. He could play it out conservatively. Because the bot lane was an issue. In the first game at least. I don't know what the second game went like, but the bot lane was definitely an issue. They stacked. Interesting. So they got a ward on the blue. He's gonna start the Raptors. Okay. One second. So he did the Raptors, so he's doing a reverse clear. And they know he either did the Wolves or his Raptors to do a reverse clear. Oh, shit. So the annoying thing about this situation is because they know that Sejuani is not going to have as clean of a clear, he's just committing to this. And it is an awkward wave, too. You know, like, yeah, like, it is a pretty awkward wave. Did they know there was no wards? I mean, KCB knew there was no wards on top side. That's for sure. They don't know if there's wards on the bot side. And based on how this looks, it was a good pull by Abadage. Reeker, I mean, the fact that Reeker like walks up and like queues like this clearly shows he's super scared. And since they have the info that Sejuani cannot hit level 3, well, she does hit level 3, but like it'll really screw her pathing to move now. Like it would. He's playing on that idea that like if Seju comes, that's okay. She's gonna be screwed on her path. I won't. So Abe commits. And he dies. Okay, so Reeker's dead. Reeker's dead. No push. Bot crab too hard. We go for top crab. Ward on Raptors, too hard to contest. Way too hard to contest. We're not doing that. He got it? No way. Ballsy, no? The Corki, if the Corki has Valkyrie, he could just jump over and fuck the Seju over. This is why I don't think this is like the smartest decision. What would the Corki have dropped? I just want to see the wave. Because the wave is the more important part to this situation. And I see maybe 1-2 ranged minions. And if that's all the Corki has to give up to fuck over the Seju, then it's worth it. But it looks like Skew's able to get... Oof, Skew's able to get both? Wow. I know he has Kaisa pushing hard. Also, the Corki could fistfight the Kaisa, by the way. And that could fuck over the Kaisa. Big time. I don't know. There's some things in this situation that if... Is it because she hit level 5? It might be because she's level 5 over the level 4 Corki. I know I'm like going back on this one case a little bit, but I just need to see. So this is a cannon. And Corki's not... Ah, so that's why. So if I'm Corki, why the fuck am I moving up here? That was stupid as shit. Okay, so if Skew is thinking the way if Skew is thinking the way I think he's thinking, that Corki left the wave to hit the vision plant, and yes, he would have had to play on mid technically, but it would be a negative play. Like the Corki would always get out. So if I'm thinking the way Skew's thinking, because Corki left, Kaisa hits level 5 first on the wave, and makes it harder for Corki to want to trade. Even if he has an item advantage, he's still a level deficit, which is like actually considerable to think about. Like there's a lot of stats you get. That was good. My bad. And remember, when you're watching the games, like make sure like you're careful on make sure you rewatch as much as you need to make sure like your assessment is correct. Like I could have easily just been like, man, that was such a stupid idea by Skew, and then just kept playing it and just like not think about it, but it just like move on, and then like he would have gotten deducted points. But I need to make sure I have the full picture, right? Like, did I actually miss something? Was this actually stupid by him? And it turns out, no. No, not really. So he's gonna get his Raptors. His Krugs are also an objective for him, but I don't know if he knows the timer on it. I mean, they popped up now. But Grubs are coming up, which is like something he's like a little bit more focused on. Mid is also trading heavily again, so he kind of needs him to be there. The Nautilus has first base, and he should be booking it mid. So I'm curious. You know what? He actually has to be on mid now, like 113 is doing. Oof. Oof. That actually is true. So the reason why he needs to be on mid now is because Nautilus has first base on the map. This means not this wave, but the next wave that comes, Nautilus is going to be here. So you're going to have support and jungle here, right? We won't have support then. Like, or if we do, they're gonna be late, and so they'll get the crash on that timer, and it's bad for us. So if he skips the Raptors and shows up here, and the Kaisa can shove this, cool, awesome, really good for us. But he doesn't. And so I just want to see how this plays out knowing that, because Maokai's here first, so Seju can't necessarily take the best padding into mid. And now here comes the Nautilus. And how does this change things up? I just want to see. Because Maokai's able to move over and start the dragon right away. And the Kaisa had to take her base. Ooh, I feel like KCB could have screwed over Skew more with this. Because even though he's starting to drag, I think Maokai could have just been on this wave. Kasante, decent condition still. Push this out. Take your vision on top side, and you're never gonna take dragon as like Seju here. At least I don't think she could just take dragon as is, especially with the vision they have. Like you'll see them coming. So I think this is just mostly just them saying, I guess we don't care about Grubs enough. I guess they don't care about Grubs enough, and so he gets this in the end. But yeah, he had to be there on the wave. Interesting. See, that I would say that's probably a more high level thing of like what you can do. I guess the only other way I can look at it is if he was here, would he be faster than Maokai? And no, he wouldn't. Oh, he has boots. He could be. Yeah, he could be. So he's running bot, and is he anticipating that 113 is going to look for a dive? It's not really a dive, it's one wave. They really are looking for this. Wow. I guess he just knows his team a lot better than I do. Because, like, this guy just... When did he finish drag? He took drag now, did the grab. It's because the grub sign goes off. So, one, he could go play for the Raptors right now. He could. He could go play for the enemy Raptors. He has no idea if Maokai's here. The Zeri should go ward the Tri-Brush, by the way. Like, this should be warded by now already. Like, they should see Maokai now, and if they had to get zoned off the wave a little bit, it sucks. But Setsu could have taken the Raptors. She could have. They would get zoned off the wave, possibly, depending. I think they could have maneuvered that better. For Skew's sake, I think they could have moved that better, but as a team, they collectively said that 113 was going to go for this play. One second. Okay. Alright, so we're with Paris. Took the crab. On our top camps. This is fine. Grubs are not up for a minute. We're in the river, controlling the river. But do we actually have a force to do anything? They got 2 kills. I'm just gonna start it from here, because Reeker is chilling. Like I said, we took the crab. 113, do we know where 113 is? I mean, he was on mid-wave, moving towards bot side, and you know his blue's up. So in their head, they're gonna say, okay, he's bot side, right? He's bot side. We took the crab. The vision is set. Paris just needs to not, like, overward at this point. Casante's gonna have TP soon. Personally, I think these guys are trolling. KCB, for me, I feel like if I'm them, I'm happy to take that mid fight because the Corki is like in a much stronger position, and also knowing that TP is gonna come up first for Maintner, I'm just waiting on that. I'm not gonna make a play until that's happening. And for bds.a, they're just kind of like waiting to see if they're gonna do something, and they do, and they kill them. And again, one thing to note is I don't know how much bds.a is putting into the thought process of what is like the most ideal efficient play, which would, yeah, it'd be to do your camps and just, so you already took vision, you should just chill out and see what happens. Or it's KCB, they're gonna do something stupid. Now, I don't like that they're actually looking at the grubs, because like, this is one of those cases where if you take the first 3 grubs, then trade it. Trade into bot, right? Like, just do that, and you're chilling. Especially because the Corki has no TP to assist the bot side situation, so like you're okay. And if I'm Seju, I'm clearing my top camps. Like, in this case, just clear out your top camps. And how much time do you have? 16 seconds though. If you do your top camps, you can't base. That's probably okay. I say you can't base because he needs to go into bot and make a play while they're doing grubs. I actually feel like Rika should overtake top, and Kadoya should base. But how long has Kadoya even been on the map? So he showed up onto the map with 70 CS. He picked up a kill. He picked up a kill with 83. So he definitely could find a base if he wanted to, and like try to make a cross map play. But I do think no matter what, like, oh, Seju had item. I see. Well, the fact that he had item does make this not as bad. I guess, yeah, he did have item. He was sitting on a lot of gold. Okay, I'm not gonna mark anything off. If he wants a base because he has item, say fuck his top camps and run bot at this point and make a play, I'm all for it. Though I will say, you know what? No, I think I'm still right. I think he should just not base. I know it sounds weird. Oh no, but if he doesn't base and he does, and he sits on bot side and he makes a play, he's gonna have to base anyways because the dragon's coming up and they want to take the dragon. Oh, that's annoying. It's so awkward. I mean, they got the 2 kills. It's just like the 2 kills don't really benefit the map yet. Like, it's good gold and it's gonna help overall. It's just, it makes things a little awkward, especially because he didn't do these. If he skips these and he takes his item, runs bot, makes a play, ulti comes up, you can take the dragon. Yeah, okay. I'm down for him to skip these camps. Like, fuck the camps, take your base, go in the bot side, make a play. Oh, and what's even better, if they thought about it, is this guy has TP. So if you win this fight bot, he has TP to cover them top, and you still take the dragon. It's a big win. Big win. And so now you see the issue. And we're gonna see how this pans out still. Yeah, this is terrible. Okay. So that one decision by him, after the 2 kills, really fucked things over. Because he was late to do anything on bot. He only took 1 camp on top. So look, he only took this. He couldn't take this. Then he's late on the bot. And now they have to commit all these people to do this dragon just because these guys can shift over and like contest you. So now this guy gets to hit this for free. Like, it's just a bad mix of like situations occurring because of what he did, and yeah, that's unfortunate.
C'est vraiment c'est pas gaz non plus. Là c'est cool, c'est qu'il y a une vraie énergie en mode de développement qui est assez cool. D'ailleurs un des combos en pro qui date de Moscow 5, ça devrait c'est Redecon qui sorti. Ça date avec le deuxième tâche de Redecon qui développe à 40% et MS qui bourre ça derrière. Je me souviens encore de Daria et Gameplay qui a abusé de beaucoup de ce combo. Ça marche vraiment. DM je pense à Urban surtout. Urban a décès là. Faut pas changer. Non c'est vrai. Ou le mettre limite de Alex Fish. C'est déjà un peu plus longtemps, il y a dingue. C'est dingue.
Okay, this is definitely better. So he did his Wolves Gromp, comes through mid,
C'est que le design des champions fait que.
Paris is gonna go through bot, but his Zeri is bot lane. Honestly, I don't know if I really care for him going through. Because, like, if this guy's cheating the wave, that's huge. So then, as Seju, Zeri's stuck bot though, and the Corki's gonna have TP. It's just awkward lane assignments, no? The Zeri should just go mid, and the Kaisa should run bot. And that would make things way better. This is just awkward. So I'm actually okay kind of with him going through mid a little bit, just because it kind of slows things down a little bit for KCB. Now they get the right lane assignment. KCB is going all in on the Herald. At least it looks like initially like they're going to go all in on the Herald, right? And so they could pull it and pull it here while keeping Nautilus here and take any fight. And they could do it that way. They really could. But they decide not to, which is like, okay, so I guess we're just not gonna fight it, and now they get it for free. Okay, well, let's go over this. So I think pathing-wise, I think some of the biggest issues is that one, they're level one stack plus reverse clear choice screwed mid over. That's like the most the stacking, to choose the stack, so like you don't realize there's no ward, like, because like no ward on blue. Plus reverse clear choice, yeah, it screwed them over, and it is a little bit on the jungle for that case. Then we have him. I mean, the grubs are fine. I like that he took the grubs. Oh, right. It was level 6 timer on mid or mid lane. Where he needed to book it due to support. What would you call it? Initiative. Wow, I can't spell right now. Initiative. Due to support initiative being first on the second wave. So must be there now versus later. That was rough. Then we had... What else? My mind's blanking on this one just a little bit. Because it's a little bit of a... The game's a little bit... Oh, right. Second grubs trading was way too late to realize. Second time I've seen this. So I've seen him have, like, be slow to realize when they need a trade. So overall, like, again, like, he's just like in the middle tier of like what I see for pathing. Like, there's nothing that's showing me that he's like at like even like a standard good low level LC. Well, actually, you know what? He probably could be in a standard low level LEC level, because the guys, some of the guys in there, like Shea or whatever, like they still play at this kind of way. Like, it's not like that ideal, but it's nowhere near towards like what you were like. To me, for the hype he's getting, it does not sound like, this does not look like someone who's just gonna be a huge difference maker. So I usually put 55 when I'm just like, it just seems fine. Like through my head, it's like, it just seems fine. There are some mistakes, and this one's like a little harder to tell. This one is like a more egregious error, but like it's something you would see typically. Like skirmishing wise, that's fine. 58 to 60. It seemed fine. There was not a whole lot of it. It seemed fine.
T'as dit, c'est que ce soit là dans les prochaines minutes. On aura sûrement des fights qui sont plutôt intelligents d'être. Les river fights. Voilà, c'est le gros côté probablement le meilleur client. Mais quand Rico est le meilleur client pour jouer contre lui, c'est que les opportunités sont pas nombreuses. C'est dangereux. C'est dangereux. Très dangereux. Je pense que c'est la game de main. Ah, je pense que c'est un cas santé en wrestling. Ouais, c'est gagné. Dans les games comme ça, où les cartes pas derrière, en général, après, il va avoir plus de stuff, il va y aller côté. C'est un peu compliqué, vous attendez les fous. Dès qu'il y aura 2 steps, je vais pouvoir rentrer dans la liste. Allez, on bosse. Là où il est. Après, cette game, elle ressemble plus à ça, du vidéo à la base. Faire un assez serré, tout ce qui vient d'arriver. La partie par exemple, c'était 12 en 23 minutes de l'accès. Il y a une ouverture ici pour aider ça. Quelques frames de DP sur la toile. Mais il ne sait pas de terrain, il peut être sur cette un joueur qui fait un joueur.
What is happening here? I am sorry. just eating something and getting some water in just to help my throat. It's gonna dry out from talking so much. So they go through mid. He has his top camps up. He does his blue. Does he know the rest come up? No. Okay. So he goes in the bot, play for the crab. Seems fine. We're getting vision, we're playing for the crab. This all seems great. We're bouncing between these two waves. Mid turret's up. Our Renekton cannot play versus the Corki, by the way. He cannot play versus the Corki. So, can we change that? Because we got vision on bot side. And I don't, like, I'm okay boosting this, fainting into bot side, and then shifting up if you really wanted to. And he could do it. I mean, like, at this point, literally, he could go do these two things. Paris has no wards, and it would be fine. You'd contest second, but I think contesting second is perfectly fine in this game because if you look at what they're playing, yes, the Mao, okay, again, well, I guess he has Landry, so that is a little troublesome, but outside of that, it doesn't seem that bad. Like, for walking in wise, you have Seju Rel. You're probably okay just, like, contesting second on the Dragon. And this would mean that your Sejuani was able to clear 2 camps, and yeah, that sounds pretty awesome.
Quand même un affrontement assez serré et tout, parce que bon, s'il y en a qui viennent d'arriver.
And Urel has to base. Urel must base. So Paris is like again overstaying on the map, and then the lean on bot is always terrible because you're so close to the dragon timer that let's say you take the bot turret, and let's say KCB does not stop you from doing this. Who the fuck is covering mid? Like they're gonna shove mid in. You're gonna drop a wave anyways now. They're gonna retake your whole bot side if they're like Nautilus like based before your Rel base. Now he's ahead, and so it's gonna make Dragon just the same awkward contest if you just did the other thing. But obviously this gets even worse because like we're deep looking. Like they truly think that this is a dive. It's Cassante. Like this is a terrible idea to try to look to dive in. And this guy has no condition, so he needs the base anyways. So your Kai'Sa's overstayed. Everyone's overstayed. No one says this is a terrible play. There's a TP flank. Awful. What an awful idea. That was such an awful idea. Wow. So to me, this shows that he doesn't understand this aspect yet, and that's going to be pretty important to know, because if he doesn't understand that, yeah. This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be a really hard game. It's like one of those games where one, your Renekton is just like not gonna do shit. Like he really won't. The best he's gonna do is he's gonna have Sterix, and he's gonna be able to commit some plays, and that's about it. For Skew, you know, if we're looking at seeing him play, you know, they're just constantly looking through mid and just sitting and watching them take mid waves, and you're just looking for singular plays. Your Kai'Sa has first move. That's actually not a bad look. Your Renekton has TP. Oh my fucking god. Did anyone just see what this guy did? He just W'd the Baron. Oh my god. What am I watching? They have a TP flank coming already. Our Renekton TP needs to be coming, but he doesn't have a good ward. Paris has no wards again? Oh, dude, we don't go then.
préciser.
Dude, we don't go. I know it looks juicy because of the Kaisa, but right now, like, we literally don't have fucking wards. Like, there's nowhere for him to ward the TP2. It's such a small thing, but yeah, like, there's nowhere to go. Oh my god. Oh my god. And Reeker trolled it, by the way. But like, Reeker would never be able to RN anyways. And oh my god. And that's the game. That's literally the game. That's so sad. That's so sad. So who's in charge of sweeping this, by the way? They know that these guys came through here. Like, they had a blue that showed him. So they know there's vision in their jungle. He doesn't sweep. He doesn't fucking sweep. He didn't sweep it, man. He didn't sweep it. That's rough. 2022. Didn't sweep. Knowing enemy in their top jungle. 2 pinks. Not thinking far enough. And so this is just, again, this is like just a base. This is some basic, well, not basic. This is a little bit more advanced, but it showcases again that you're not really thinking too far for this. Camp view, like, honestly, for like what he's played and everything, it's been pretty good. Pretty good. Honestly, it's been pretty good. I don't have any issues with that. Team fighting wise, like the fight, it's like fine. It's like fight before Baron was not correct. Like that was just not correct to take that because they just did not have anything for this guy to take. So he actually never used his sweeper, by the way. So it is a mark off for him for sure because he never swept anything. So that is definitely a big mark off.
C'était ultra quasiment. On est passé derrière, on est passé de 0 à 100 en 0. C'est un sacré moteur, franchement. Avec 2 CFA, il était pas de c'était VITB. Derrière, on a accueilli le Drake dans 50. Ah, c'est l'histoire de Solo. La tendance de s'inverse clairement vers tout ça. Ah, j'ai la classe de contre-attaque, c'est 55 qui attaque.
So we'll see how this goes, but like the game's pretty much over at this point. The Renekton's super useless, you just buy time pretty much. Kai'Sa's not in a good enough spot. Zeri is... she's getting there, but like I said, it's just... the Casante's just gonna be a menace to deal with. We'll go up to the dragon. Because there's still a chance that they could have, like... for the champions they have, there's always like a miracle situation that could occur. Now, of course, if they lose inhibs or something, then I might just like give up because if you lose the inhibs, you have no grounds to stand on. So let's just go forward. Okay, something does happen. Okay, so their top laner realizes that they need to make a play on this guy. He must die. Good fucking kill. Unfortunately, they're still pretty fucking weak, so they die. I think I've been very impressed with... I think I've been pretty impressed with JNX in terms of just like how he's been playing overall. Like, yeah, I think some of the laning phase parts probably could be better in a way. But I do kind of like the way he looks at the map. I really do. This is also this is my third game watching of him now, where I'm like, still not seeing a lot. Now, granted, I only watched 2 series, and KCB is definitely a good one. And this is probably one I need to watch as well, because I need to see what he does differently that wins them the game. like I want to see the Maokai versus Seju flip round, you know? See if I can find that. LFL Summer 2020. Okay. So this is the grand finale. It's important to watch like the teams that are clearly like you want to see different competition, obviously. Especially because I won't lie, like 113 plays a certain way that I can see that would be a benefit to Skew. But the teams itself, like how good the other players are and everything, makes me more inclined to want to watch how that looks. So 113 fake wards the red. Skew doesn't know if it's warded. They're gonna sweep it. Nothing. Okay, so now he knows he's safe on that. So they don't know where he stayed. Or where he started, sorry. When I was looking at the matchups, 1 second. Wow, we really don't. Oh, okay, here we go. So, Board can get pushed, his bot lane is contested, and Corki gets pushed. So he has a lot of good looks in this game overall. Very close. Almost took him out. He's gonna have a normal crab spawn because he's just clearing out. They even have a ward just in case they get played on. He should not move before doing 6 camps. Seju double smited for this. I assume she had the double smite to be here on time. Missed. Got the kill. So he gets a freebie kill and he gets the crab. Corki randomly drops the mid wave. I would really prefer it if he actually like took the crab, honestly, still. Like, he definitely could still take it. I think the only thing in his head why he might not is in case his second Raptors become a play. So that's what I'm gonna assume. He's thinking, well, if I take the crab and I get seen moving taking the crab, then I'm gonna lose my second Raptors, which is definitely more valuable than than that. But he went to his oh man, I don't know why they're not showing the HP bars. Because I was gonna say, why is he going top? I mean, this guy's super. I mean, this guy's hard chilling. I guess the wave is just in an awkward spot, so like he assumes this guy's probably gonna get ganked, which is probably true. I mean, like if we're looking at it, 2 melees, 3 range, yeah, his wave is frozen, and it's a terrible situation to be playing on versus Cassante. Of course, at the same time, if Seju did not come top, she would have just taken his Raptors straight up, and so he would have lost that. So he was kind of in an awkward situation. Corki would probably have to switch off Sweeper and go ward to ward his Raptors to see if that was going to happen. But it's probably okay to look towards top because no flashes, and you know this guy's going to play for the top grab. Ooh, nice. Nice Q. A nice kill. We'll see how this goes. I mean, like, personally, for one, the crab is not really worth a lot. And they couldn't really, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because once he's moving down, he can do the crab. And he could still contest topside if he really wants to. Because Mord's gonna hit 6, Mord is still, like, in a fine spot. And his bot lane could move up. If they really want to. You can't really move up because you just drop the wave instantly. When his camps are bots. Corki's conditions are just a bit worse, to be honest. I think it's just because he was starting to move towards top and the play died. And so he's behind on his camp takes already. I think the only way this could actually look okay is, I guess, if he was doing his wolves. Did his wolves, then he could look towards top maybe? I don't know. I guess this is fine. Because like when I'm thinking about it, can they actually do something about the grubs being contested? And probably not. I think it's a little too forced if they try to do it. They could have got a kill. I mean, the guy just outplayed in the end, but... Nice, he survived the gank. That's so good for Skew. Because now Skew can clear out his top side, base, and just like stronghold bot again. And they're chilling. Like, they're really chilling. And that use of him doing that will probably lead to them having a really solid second grubs contest. Or just going for the... Yeah, really good second grubs contest. That was so good for him. Don't mind it. Like, he books it straight bot. He's level 6. They have sums.
Ah mais Skew est là également. Skew est là. C'est un 3v3 potentiel, l'ultimate de SkewMond. Fléchi ne doit pas se faire toucher. 113 qui encaisse. Attention à cette ulti.
Yeah, I really don't mind it. It's... Don't get me wrong. Like, is it a little forced? Probably. But the thing is, because flashes are on, like, for instance, Rel could initiate a flash, get his bot lane conditions, and, like, kind of puts him in a bad spot. They also know that this guy's on the Raptors, heading down, or possibly heading down, and knowing how 113 is, he's probably going to look for an option. So him matching here is good. Okay, so far for me, it's been a good pathing game for Skew. I think for what's going on in the game and everything, it's been good by him. And then they chase this down and they get even... I mean, not the greatest, right? Not the greatest situation after that. And I know they want a zone, which I think is fine. But I think once you get in this situation here, you're free hitting. Skew needs to get the fuck out. Like, I think it's fine for Skew to, like, toss a sapling, see if someone walks back. But even if they walk back at this point, if I'm him, I'm dipping. Like, let me clear these camps and then head into grubs and we're big chill it. You know? Because that, I mean, it's just good. So the fact that they committed to this, I don't really like. I really don't like it. This is too overforced by Paris. And by Skew. Too much. So now they lose their second grubs, which they should never lose. So that sucks. Pretty inexcusable to lose that, not gonna lie. I mean, you get the dragon, maybe? They got it. So once just like the grubs are gone, he took his raptors. See, this is a point where I think he should just be heading to the Dragon now. Like, he should just be starting the Dragon right. Yeah, it's just a couple seconds. It's probably not, like, gonna really change too much, but you should probably just be on it. So they enter. They're on this side. Mauar, they have Sejuar. No flash on Jin. And Azir has flash. Okay, there's definitely some big risk here, by the way, for the Jin, in that the Azir should just commit. Oh, he doesn't have Q. Oh, the timing on Qing there was so bad for him. If Abadage actually just chills out here, and knowing that these guys don't have flashes, and just like, okay, I'm just gonna walk up, you're gonna walk back, and he has this fucking CD, they're dead. Like, Jin is definitely dead. Like, they're trolling. Like, Skew and the boys are definitely trolling here. But fortunately enough for them, you know. Also, I'm kind of confused why Skew is running away, because this looks very winning, and he has flash. Like, at this point, he should already be turning around and running into them, knowing his Corki's coming. Like, I don't know why he's just, like, still running back. Like, he should already be in here with his Q, ready to fuck these guys up, so when they commit to him, the kill, he's already involved in this play. And he missed his Q. Oh my god! And he had the flash anyways. What? Oh my god. Well, unfortunately for them, they could have gone actually more off that if Skew just fought better, but he didn't.
Donc ça rentre petit à petit dans le jeu classé. Le petit avantage dès qu'il fait un VDSA, Nico d'avance, ça y est, néanmoins, ça ne veut pas apporter grand chose. Pour l'instant, il y a beaucoup de conflits. C'est trop difficile de savoir où ça va le mener. Oui, il y a un mode de c'est pas brillant même, avec la choisi, c'est le heureusement le champion, un peu facile. On va toujours avoir son utilité, les 3 templates pour Mainter. J'ose le dire, le fight, c'est un peu négo, mais il y a du backup, il y a du backup. C'est un qui setup ses coéquipiers. Mainter peut-être pas bonne ici, les VDSA qui ne font pas l'erreur de s'exposer à l'ulti de Mainter. Il a abandonné, Mainter
I don't know, man. This shit is just... I think the way I'm gonna use this at this point, I think I'm gonna let this play out a little bit quicker, because I think I've seen enough from KCB. Like, it's just because of the way 113 plays, right? That it makes the games a little... not exactly the way I want it. I mean, giving space, it's good. The art's good. Yeah, chillin'. This guy goes deeper, but you knew that their lanes were gonna move up. So they're moving up now, so it's just a kill. Everyone should know that it's one kill, don't fucking go. So now the guys are coming. Run. 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 You eat shit randomly? Not sure why he killed himself all of a sudden. Yeah, I mean, it just really depends. This is such like an interesting fight because it's like, obviously you think this guy's caught, and at this point, you have flashes. Maokai doesn't have flash, so Maokai shouldn't be putting himself in danger. If they Sejuar, the Nautilus was always gonna flash. So for whatever the case is, Skew didn't think that, so Skew dying is like completely unnecessary. And if they commit this hard, by the way, and don't get anyone, while the Corki's hitting bot, you don't want to pull your Corki in this fight. You really don't. But they full commit onto this guy, which I don't even think they need to do that, by the way. Like, he has no flash. I'm pretty sure the Rel could just do a normal combo and they would kill the Maokai and no, like, they would still have the Rel, like, the Rel CDs to play longer. And also, Abe also abandoned the play. He also definitely could have killed JNX. Because JNX didn't have flash either at this point. So I know Abe realizes like it's not as actually a great situation. I might even die as well. But if those guys play this situation better, it's bad by bds.a. Okay. So looking at this, pathing wise, I thought this was a lot better game. It's definitely a better game. Let's just do off what I remember with my head. So like the level 7 into bot right away, good because 113 definitely would look. Plus Rel flash on so they can get sums and conditions first if you don't show up. So again, it was like a flip. It's like sort of like a flip situation where you do a hard read, and it was correct to look at it that way. I think the first drag timer was good, and skipping bot side camps, not looking at second grubs. I think this was good. I think the it's after this, isn't it? The dive bot slash zoning was too much. I should realize, do your camps, play for second grubs. Like they definitely should have done that. Got some freebies. Or let's say I did like that he skipped bot cram in case of top situation. I do like that as well. So again, I feel like for a control game, I think there's some things that were wrong, but I think there were some things that were good, right? So like 57 to 64, there was obviously moments where like clearly this was a good choice by him. And then there's other moments where it's like, not so much. Skirmishing wise, it's still like, kind of like, it's still pretty mid. Like, feels pretty mid for champion being very easy. Runs away and fights a little too much and doesn't know limits. That's just like how I feel right now. Like I'm just again, I'm not really getting the full vibe other people do. Not bad, not bad. I just need to see how he plays this out. Because he has Leandries, so he can definitely get a lot of value through the... So the boys are up top. How did he play it?
Bot side pour bds.a en leur faisant croire que ça joue à 3 bots alors que c'est juste un duo mid-jungle. Et attention, par contre, Dinax est en ultimate. Il n'a pas de flash, il y a une téléportation qui arrive et il y a SkewMond pour le
Not on Cassante, not on Cassante, not on Cassante. Good, good. Was that the best target? Seju, no flash. Should have been on Seju. It should definitely been on Seju. She has no flash. If you kill her, it's way more massive. Plus, the Q would bring you back this way for these two targets. So, all in all, wrong W target. The Q is fine. I mean, he directed the Q at these two. I think that's fine. This guy just killed himself. Well done. Man, I'm not gonna lie, JNX really kills it, man. Like, in a lot of these games, he just always has impact. Like, that's like one of the biggest things you want to know is like, what kind of impact does a player have throughout the entire game? Specifically, the mid-late, what are you doing? And I feel like that guy always has something good happening. Always. So we got Dragon in 35 seconds. We're taking Vision first on top side, which is good. We're fighting on mid wave with Paris just randomly dying. And our bot wave is really good. So, and also no one has TP though. And Dragon's too soon. So I'm okay with no one hitting top lane. I think that's fine. I think J and X doesn't even need to be mid lane because Cassante is showing on bot. I think he could take a flanker's position at this point and just not. But I mean, okay, I see what he was looking for. Obviously, it's a bait play by Paris to ever go for this. And it's kind of rough. So if you're KCB, you need to like get on this dragon like now. Like you need to get into this now. You did save Raul's CDs, which is really important. This seems like pretty hard overall to do. So it's gonna be a lot on JNX to kind of make shit happen. Maokai is not really gonna have a significant role. Oh shit. Case 113 goes too deep. I was gonna say, I was really interested to see if JNX would just ulti the jungle, because like he can still do it, right? They take it, they're gonna take Baron, the game's over. Okay. All in all, like he was okay. I don't know. He's like fine. That's it. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Okay, I don't need to say anymore. So there's not really too much I can really say in this. So like these values are not going to be exactly like the greatest. Like I could pretty much just say this is like probably just fine. This is like 60. Vision take, not as much of a worry in this game, to be honest. Like 58, that's fine. Team fighting wise, there's still some stuff that's like I can put like a 58 for a Maokai, which just doesn't really sound that great. And it's just, again, it's like certain target selection, Q usage is a little off. Yeah. I definitely would not watch more KCB games at this point. I need to look at oh, where is it? So what I need to see is player list. Not this guy. This guy sucks. He's not bad. Damn, I really don't. Douglas is literally the only player to me that actually seems interesting enough for like how he plays as a jungler. Why would EMEA? What else do we have? Here we go. So this was against Afro Boy. don't think I know that name. Okay, I don't really have a lot of... I don't know if I really have a lot of trust on that being interesting enough. Damn. Maybe I just need to go to this. But this is not going to help me. This is the same thing as SkewMond. I don't know why I did this. Give me 1 second. I need to expand this to 200. I think this could possibly be interesting. I wonder where I can find this. Can I find this in here still? What an annoying thing to try to find this stuff. This is the only problem with like trying to like gauge everything, because I watched this. I could watch this. What is this one? This is playoffs. This is Zyra versus Seju. I don't mind watching another EMEA. I really don't. I do need to feel like I need to see more. I need to see more games that like are against junglers who I know are gonna actually clear and do stuff that's like correct. So hopefully this is the case. Again, level 1 wise, there's like not too much interesting stuff you could do. The only thing you really need to be worried on is like they heavy warded, because if the enemy got like enemy late invades you as Zyra, it can be very, very bad. Lane wise, his top lane can get pushed. Yeah, mid is gonna be rough initially, and bot lane, it depends. But if Jopa plays well, especially with his poke on Kai'Sa, it's gonna suck. So it's not like the greatest lane setups for Skew. How fast does he finish his clear, Skew? Pretty slow, not gonna lie. 3 minutes. That's what the fuck is that? 3 minutes? Question mark? Question mark? Pretty slow, not gonna lie. He's like plus 10, like 15 seconds over like what he should be. So that's interesting. So they had a one-time look on mid. It does let Reeker like chill out, and we didn't get a deep ward as Zyra at all, but that's because he warded early on. And it seems like they end up just getting a free kill on bot. Oh, this guy is fucking hella trolling. Out of curiosity, is Jopa that one guy who like people loved initially? Yeah, it is. It is. This kid, by the way, people really liked him when because he like showed like he was getting like a ton of kills, right? A lot of snowbally kills and everything from fights. But when I watched him, I was just kind of like, this guy can't really lane that well. Like, he just didn't really seem like much in the end of the day. It just seemed like a fake, like a performance that just you should kind of ignore. Now, Skew should definitely finish this out. He could do the dragon if he wants to. He could also move up and contest the grubs if he wanted to, especially because this Gnar has insane conditions, by the way. Why is he so slow? It's because he committed to the bot game. Oh, and then he stayed longer because they're where they're gonna freeze it.
Just what the doctor.
He's facing a potential freeze with the wave pushing out. He needs to crash the wave, so he needed Dagless. bds.a punish. But there comes the Opus TP. He's respawned again.
Oh, Douglas close to getting the sear. What a stun can do.
So he's kind of delayed. Kind of obnoxious. Very obnoxious, actually. So Brand is going to be on top side sooner than him. At least that's how you can see it. Yeah, that's why he's slow. His Leona could be in the area. I mean, it really depends how you see this, because at this point, his Leo's not really missing much. His Leo could be on top side. She could be around mid, and just like holding the position. And Zyra after Gromp could straight shoot it through mid into Grubs, and because our top condition is so good, we could do it. Now, granted, this guy could just base and TP, which technically he should be doing that, by the way. If they're gonna fight Grubs, he should be doing that. And under that, guys, okay, I'm cool with what he's doing. I think Skew doing Dragon is fine. If they wanted to contest this, they definitely could have. But if he's gonna do the Dragon, and you're assuming that their top laner will base TP, okay. And Reeker's winning again. But personally, I feel like that's just because the mid pool is just weak as shit. Steals a camp, like that, that's awesome. Especially because he knows that this guy's gonna land on bot side. And he took the Grubs. Did they see him? Does he show? I really don't care for Brand doing this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this goes against what Brand should be doing, and this is this is just bad by Douglas. This is bad. And Skew takes away the camp, which is great. This is definitely correct. So now, take your bot camps, Grubs are up in a minute 40, and I mean, your mid advantage is actually so great that... Where did Brand show? Brand showed here. So and he doesn't have red buff. You know what? Dude, you could straight shoot it to red. I think the Zyra should the Zyra stay? Oh, fucking Mercs. What the fuck? Why did you buy Mercs? I know it's like in the game in the long run he should go it probably. But I feel like they definitely could have just gone through mid and contested the fucking red. Honestly, low key. Take the red, do your bot camps, base, fight Grubs off that. It would actually work. Missed opportunity, I guess. Ooh, he's gonna go for it still. Maybe not. We're wasting a fuck ton of time. What are we doing? Dude. I don't know. I personally don't care for this because if I'm Zyra at this point, like, don't get me wrong, like, 2 camps, you know, you definitely could have just done your Gromp here too, by the way. Probably should have done your Gromp if you're going to commit to this. Then do the crab and then look for this bot play, then I think it's fine. Then I think it's pretty good. But for what it was, not so great. Like, okay, like, not as ideal. Not as ideal. Because you know the Brand ship to top. Kais is on base. Ziggs is on base. There will be traffic going towards Grubs, for sure. Yeah, you definitely had time to just do the Gromp. And these guys know he's here anyway, so like Sten doesn't need to walk this way, so it's a negative play. Like, I mean, Skew literally showed what he's doing, and it did not have to turn out that way at all. Well, they got it anyways, I guess. Dragons in 30 seconds. So this play I don't really care for.
We're gonna be seeing the Ezreal base in not too long as well. Actually,
they already got 3 grubs, right? And so I think once you take these grubs, my Gnar is gonna fucking win, by the way. Like, look at the conditions. This Kassane's got the TP top. So knowing that, if I'm Zyra, I'm just running into bot side. Like, I'm literally just gonna run into bot side. Or I'm just gonna base. I'm just gonna base, and then we can test Dragon second, and that's fine. I personally don't really care about killing Cassante here. Especially knowing that if Brand is already gonna be a bot side before me, now they're zoning me to take, like, plates? That fucking sucks. Like, that's a... Dude. Bad decision. Bad decision. You gave so much gold over for nothing. Just for a kill. Bad decision. And they get the drag. Fuck me. Yeah, cool, I got the Raptors. Great. Go clear your top side. Do it before Herald. Clear all of it. And he needs the base against Leandries. Okay. I mean, if they get it in that time frame, that's gonna be really fucking annoying. They didn't. Cool. So you stalled them. It's hard entering this, but you know, my Gnar is still killing it, so we can use that. You don't really need to go through mid. Like, if the fact that they already disengaged this, you actually could just go through top, knowing there's no flash of Cassante, and just kill him. If you really wanted to, you could just play it that way. Because I think at this point, it's pretty hard as Zyra, Kai'Sa, Leona to just walk in, unless Gnar is just gonna, like, drop this entirely. Like, if they wanted to right now, Ezreal no TP, right? They don't know if Ezreal is straight shooting to them. Did they see him there?
That's a potential TP into a bot dive that you can maybe play for, although it might...
Okay, once you see him here... Oh, man, I'm just trying to see when they see him.
There's loads of wards down in bot, though, right? Down in the enemy jungle, down here... That's a...
Oh, so, okay, so they know. Alright, so they know Ezreal is there, and this is really good to know, because Ezreal is probably, like, slowly moving up, right? So he's slowly moving up, You... Oh, it's really hard to walk through that, though. Super hard to walk through that. And he can't do this too long, or else he gets clipped by Cassante. Damn. It actually looked pretty good for bds.a to just initiate, especially because Yone has TP, Ezreal doesn't. So it's pretty positive. Now Ezreal has Triforce, which if they see that, I don't know if they saw it. I don't know if they like the pink was just placed, so you don't really see what he had, but Gnar probably can't walk in. So at this point, if Gnar can't walk in and he has to go back to the wave, are you just gonna wait for him to do it all over again? Is that what they're waiting for? The Gnar's gonna pop Mega though on this timer. Once he pops Mega, you're not fighting. So to me, I feel like Skew should have went through top side. Like, I think Skew could have already been up here, and he could have had like actual impact when he realizes it too late. Yeah, I feel like once this happens, I think he could have just straight shot the top side. That ward, I don't even think they placed that ward yet to spot him. Or did they? No, it's there. Where's his sweeper? So his sweeper is... Did he just use his sweeper now?
close. Rick Arrow's only 20 seconds. Usually, this is what I see happen around these objectives.
I think he just trolled his
with their first item indeed.
I think because
his sweeper's up now. Oh, he sweeps this. So he doesn't troll it. He does get a ward. He does get Leandries. And then since they pushed mid first, yeah, I do feel like he should just straight shoot it from top from here. Like, go into top side from here. Run up this way. Be behind Gnar. Gnar can walk up a little bit. If this guy tries to clip you, you actually could turn on him pretty quick. And you have TP on fucking Yone, so you can actually reach, and Ezreal's way far away from this. So, I think that was an error by them. Because now you can't fight this because there's no Mega. You're definitely not fighting it. And so that's like something you have to pay attention to when you're like playing with Gnar, is like, can you actually fight without Mega? And I mean, he got it back real quick, by the way, though. Holy. Has it really been that long since he had it? So he lost at 14, at 50, like basically at 15 minutes. Got it back real quick.
Herald is being started. We're seeing desperation coming out of VITB. And now
oh, the Gnar fucking fight is incredible. Oh fuck. Dude, this guy's actually always killing it. Well, I guess I'm mistaken, guys. I do think he should have gone through topside in the first place, but the Gnar Mega did come through in time. But also, maybe that's just an error by Vit, because Noct could have just given up this turret at this point, and they could have started this. And Ezreal's here, so they should be on it. Like, I don't know why they're not on it. Like, they're just trolling, because now they do another mid wave. Yeah, it's on Vit. They trolled. The reason why bds.a can do this is because VITB trolled. Nice flash, but at the same time, this guy's flashing onto the solo Zyra, which I feel like is... When you have enemies to your left, to your right, this guy doesn't matter. Like, you're just playing to kill this, and then go some direction. No one can go forward. If you go forward, you fucking lose the game. So, that was a negative play by Stan. I just need to see what the Zyra sticks to at this point. Because he comes bot, clear these 3 camps, do these camps, do these camps, do your Gromp, do your Gromp, do your Gromp, do your Gromp. Look, I don't give a fuck. If these guys are TPing on Kadoy, who gives a shit? Hear your fucking Gromp. They also know Brand's on bot side, right? Yes. So they know Brand is on bot side. He did his red, he's doing his Raptors. You have plenty of time to answer top side if they move all the way up there. You have plenty of time. Why are we dropping another camp? It's just, it seems small, but like consistently picking this stuff up over time adds up. So he actually could look even crazier as a jungler. If he did things right. And of course he survives. Okay. So the first thing he should do, especially like knowing that Ezreal is like reasonably strong with flash and he has no flash, why does he open up with the E? Why not just Q, like you could just Q W and the Ezreal's like already fucked because he needs like to play to get out. So you're gonna use R, he's probably gonna use flash and his E. Like, yeah, this could have been like a lot worse. Because like if the Ezreal hits the first Q, he's off to the races to possibly killing you.
Is he in trouble? Arcane Shift available, Wild Growth zones, but Chayak in front of it. Genax is here as well. A pick to boot would be huge. He tries the 1v2 flashes. SkewMond!
Yeah, he... I don't know. Okay, so before we get into anything, because I definitely need to get into this, padding-wise, plus 10 to 15 seconds slow on full clear. Bot gank was fine in the end, but did slow him down, like sticking to first drag, though they could have contested the first scrubs due to JNX strength, so not using top well. Whether that's a case of just JNX not saying anything or Skew just not like being good at recognizing what he can do with his top laner, either way, I know this won't be an issue for G2 because BB will always tell you what he wants or what can he do, but yeah. What other issues popped up? Because they gave up the grubs, did the drag. Oh yeah, the one-time look on Sten skipping Gromp. If Skew is going to show himself anyways, right? And like consistently will drop a camp versus clearing it in 2 to 3 seconds to move when, again, not necessary. Didn't go through top on Herald Timer when JNX was clearly the strongest, capable, and it was hard. So failure to identify the situation. All in all, it is for a Zyra player, it's like a 56. Like it's nothing incredible or anything like that. And skirmishing wise, I mean, good flash to avoid Rel. That was good. Killed himself with a good look on Ezreal, but improper play. Spell usage. Though that was kind of later. I think that just goes here because that's in mid-late. That was kind of like the only fight he really had to take. I don't know. Like a 58. Nothing crazy.
Question is, how the bds.a cracks itself. We're going to see a lot of practice. Remember that like I said earlier, push inside the loop now. With something going on TV, we'll pressure from G2's. bds.a goes to the point. We see why the sorry, how long damage does that do?
Oh, you know what? I should note, when I was thinking about this for a second, I was like, you know, he did do some decent stuff, though. Like, he did take away the wolves when it was clearly good to do it. Obviously, he didn't really play it the best afterwards, but, like, generally, this was, like, that was good by him. Like, that was actually good by him. So I shouldn't, like, you know, mark down on that at all.
Question is, how the bds.a cracks itself. We're going to see a lot of practice. Remember that like I said earlier, push inside the loop now. With something going on TV, we'll pressure from bds.a goes to the point. We see why sorry, how long damage does that do?
So they don't really see anything happening on top side. Yon has push. Gnar should definitely go bot and get like... Actually, I'm curious. Where did Zyra start? Because when she's dead and she spawns, personally, I don't think Gnar should be taking the wolves. I think there's, like, yes, you want to get to these camps, and maybe they could get to them in time with... It seems pretty hard to get there. And I feel like you also want to kind of take the mid tier 1 first. And I do think it's still not necessarily the best advantageous spot to fight because it's Brand and Ziggs and Ezreal all in this area. Like, you can imagine if you're contesting from here, there's just a lot of shit that just seems spooky. So I think for him, he needs to go down and do these camps and just come up. Nara should just go bot straight, get this like turret under pressure and force Cassante here, and you're chilling. Like, seriously, like, you're hard chilling. Like, Nara will probably also rotate up. Oops. Oh, God. Man. That's not what I wanted to do. Way too far ahead. Well, I spoiled a bunch of shit. I spoiled a bunch of shit. Great. But yeah, so I was gonna say... This is the same game, right? Yeah. I was gonna say... He definitely should have cleared up. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry. I feel like he should have cleared up and done these camps and taken the time, no rush, and it would have been fine. Now, they do pick off Dagless in the end of the day, which is great, but was it really worth it? Dude, this does not look like the same map state. Oh, you know why it's not the same map state? Because I was thinking about when the play ended bot, where should he go? It's just his wolves.
And when we've seen in EMEA,
right now we're gonna need to see Vitalis be setting up good defense.
Okay, I really don't like that they have these cases where like Leo is solo hovering the Gnar, and when because like if Leo is with, if Paris is with my Zyra, and we can push into top side, we can get the vision. We can literally play for their camps. And Gnar doesn't need help. Like, Gnar is like way too strong to need help. So let's start over. Because I was like going through some things and I was like, well, this seems kind of weird by him, but this is correct to go topside like this for him. It is correct. If Leo's gonna do what she does here, I personally would prefer Zyra to just clear the 2 bot camps, land on bot side, Leo base, go get the wards top, and then Zyra can be the one fishing for some kind of look bot if she wants to. If not, just run topside where the Leo is probably already planted vision and play out. I feel like that just makes the most clear sense. This league is not too complicated when it comes to some of these situations, but it's only when you start splitting people around and everything that it starts becoming a little awkward. And now that Zyra's dead, so he's dead. Again, regardless of whatever happened, I just still feel like he should go bot side, take these camps, rotate up, Gnar go straight bot, and handle it. Okay, Paris kills himself. Everyone has some heroics afterwards. I need to see what Zyra does. So technically, if he's fast enough, especially because Jopa doesn't have flash, or it has flash but doesn't have cleanse. That is like the reason why you pick Leo, because he doesn't have cleanse. Can't go Mercs. Fuck, I wish he hit that. He got stunned too, so it wasn't like super clean. He should have flash-E'd this. He should have flash-E'd. I don't know why he's not flashing this. He needs to. You have to go for this, man. Like, if you hit the fucking Ziggs, he's dead. He's actually so dead. And none of these guys can stand in your giant R either. So you must go for that. So he doesn't fucking get it. Sten protects. Dude. I mean, again, it's a case where Skew could really like make a difference, and he just doesn't. So we're playing for Giant. Oh, I fucking hate this team.
And I mean, we got a four.
There's someone falls, one too many. That's an instant Baron start, and now we've got a Dragon contest.
And I mean, we got a 4K gold lead.
Yona has TP, Nar doesn't have TP. Ziggs is TP. Ezreal has TP.
Falls, one too many. That's an instant.
Cassante should stay on the map. Or he should just base in the bush. But he might get... Yeah, he would have gotten clipped. Okay. I think he needs to stay. I mean, it sounds dumb. Because it's like half HP, you're really going to stay? He needs to base. He must base. So in this case, if he's going to base, and Ezreal has time to push out top, and he probably needs to base TP, Sten is just trolling. Like, Sten shouldn't do anything here. This is definitely trolled by them. Yeah, it's pretty trolled by Sten. That was dumb. Almost died. Okay, that's it. I mean, personally, should he have kept going? With no flash on? No, probably not. It's not worth it. Especially if you're the jungler, it's not worth it. If Kadoy wants a fucking flash for it, so be it. But as a jungler, shouldn't have done it. He is so lucky. So lucky. Oh, this game's so over, man. Kadoy's been doing a lot of interesting, like, interesting Rambo plays. I don't know what he's doing. It's a fine player, but he's just doing a lot of weird plays. If they get the Baron, okay. I don't need to say anymore. So that was bad. Didn't flash E on rooted Ziggs. 100% kill. Baron angle. I think overall his team fighting was like mid, like really mid. Like I didn't care. Camp view again, better. I think he could have been better in some areas, but still we're at like a reasonable like area. Vision wise, I mean he's fine. I mean I didn't really see any issues. Seemed fine. Still main issue is him plus Paris aren't on the same like timers always, and can't press the way you usually can to get big advantages. So that's takeovers. So like, that's like the main issue I have, and it's not, again, it's not like directed at just him. It's that also at Paris. But I think I've watched what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've watched 5 games. So I said Grub priority was lower, which does seem to align a little bit. High Dragon priority seems to align. Herald priority seems to align. Less pinks resets than other teams. This is actually true. I think based on my 5 games that I watched from this guy, based on also the level of other junglers I'm watching. Now, granted, I did not watch enough junglers though, especially crossplay against non-LFL junglers. Like, and again, I looked at the pool of the LFL junglers, and it's like, okay, like it's fine. There's nothing really too crazy to me in the pool by any means. There's definitely no one who seems like a legit talent. That's for sure. Like who clearly can like path like a Korean jungler with like very optimized pathing. So based on that, yeah, I guess he plays at a high level for ERL, and at best, literally at best, low LEC. And this is for pathing for just like high tier. Like this is pathing for high tier. And then this is also for fighting. Just like general fighting, I feel like this part is the biggest worry to me because you can make adjustments to this, but if this is already slacking a bit, this is not good. Like if you're fighting slacking already, I'm kind of worried. So for me right now, I don't really have high expectations for Skew. Like everyone's calling him to be like this incredible talent who's going to come in and just be so much better than Yike and everything. And the only way this could be the case is his voice comms. So the way he communicates, his contributions, his personality. Maybe he's just a really bubbly person and like he's going to mesh super well and they're going to have like really get along. You know, these are like the key aspects now at this point to me that are gonna make or break this. Because if none of the if this shit doesn't go well, I think he's within a year, 1 year, I think he's gone. Like I actually feel like this guy's gone within a year. If like he will have to improve quite a bit under G2, and yes, G2 has the kind of players to kind of carry you over, but also they picked up Lebrov, who I feel like Lebrov, he will handle his lane. They can play for lane more. But I don't know necessarily if he's going to be really that great of a jungler for Skew to have with him. I don't know if that's actually going to be the best combo. So I'm like actually a little worried for G2 in some ways. The only thing is like their competition is like kind of bad. That, yeah, again, it will just depend on like how the rest of it flows. Because if you think about BB basically wins against like all the other tops. Caps, like depending on his form, but if he is there, beats all the other mids. Like people just win. So regardless if your jungler makes mistakes or anything, it doesn't really matter. So I think that ends my assessment, guys, on Skew. If you were to do this in a correct way, and obviously I would be able to finish through these games faster if I was not just like explaining things vocally, right? But, and of course, also I'll say right now that this is a very bare bones version of like what you track. You definitely go a little bit deeper into these aspects and their ratings. It's not just like 3 things, 2 things. Like it definitely goes deeper than this. But I just, again, like I said, I just want to do bare bones because I didn't want to do anything too over the top. That can be confusing or whatever. But based on what I watched, like I said, I don't think he's a heavy hitter. I actually do have some worry about how this is going to work out in terms of just like, is this actually a worthwhile investment slash prospect? Are we just going to waste another year of like BB and caps for a player that isn't really going to be that much? And I guess maybe it depends on just the coaching staff and how much they really can get out of this guy. Because if they think this guy can be so much more, then awesome. But personally, based on watching how he fights and everything, I don't think this is the guy I would try to make into something more. I don't think so at all. So, thanks for watching, guys. It's a 3-hour video, I know. Make sure to skip around and like watch what you want to watch. And yeah, until next time, see ya.